I propose to discuss today on the subject redefining the development priorities in the post-COVID scenario in the light of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra's ideology. Pranam at the lotus feet of the most gracious Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Jai Guru to all the participants of this online satsang being organized by the WhatsApp group Purushottam Parivar. Corona has proved to be a disruptor of unprecedented kind. It has brought to halt all economic activities of all the countries in the world to varying degree and in a staggered time frame. Fundamentally, people and the economic system across the globe are going through prolonged period of shock. Human ingenuity and urge for survival is severely being subjected to test as the world is trying seriously to be engaged in overcoming the pandemic by finding ways and means of preventing and treating the virus. At a deeper level, this shock is out to change the social dealings and individual lifestyle. Taking everything together, this pandemic, which is yet to run its course, has posed a set of different challenges to human living. How will humanity deal with this crisis and make future is yet to be seen. Notwithstanding the uncertainty the pandemic has created, creative people have started reflecting on renewal and restoration of life, society and systems. With this background, this discussion attempts to outline possible methods and mode of development in the post-COVID-19 scenario. Objective is to lay some foundational framework for development planning of India. It is generally believed that single-minded pursuit of economic development, the way being carried out hitherto, did cause severe environmental damage, resulting in, among other things, ecological imbalance, global warming and pollution. The devastating symptoms of these imbalance is measurably felt by everyone to severe detriment of quality of life, and more so in developing country like India. Scientists, policy planners and statesmen of the world, including those from our country, felt that a course correction must be adopted sooner than later, as the debilitating impacts were getting graver day by day. Now, from last week of March 2020 in India, COVID has forced the economic activities to grinding halt and created a compulsion to rethink and reboot, creating a setting for making distinct departure from the past. The development framework in post-COVID scenario has to take into account the following imperatives as founding stones. A directional change and paradigm shift is expected to take place. Points to ponder are about the right approach and the mode of steering the change. There has to be a coherent framework having synthesis with all aspects of developmental initiatives and in concordance with basic social and cultural moorings. Every aspect of individual and social life is set for re-examination and renewal. 1. The nature and the environment has to get priority over any other human activity, which means no human activity, including developmental pursuits, will indiscriminately damage natural resources. Every such activity has to be conducted by following the principles of net zero emission and positive contribution to natural elements like air and water. As a policy plank and as a statement of intent, the above premise is neither new nor untested. What is really expected in the post-COVID era that this drive towards environmental protection has to come in the consciousness of every individual and then in the activities of collective entities. This will be the guiding beacon for policymakers and for state agencies entrusted with the responsibility of implementation of environmental policies. Unfortunately today, the rules related to environmental protection, which are good in number and some are draconian in nature, are either being paid lip service or being used as tools of protests. In the process of partisan considerations from various quarters, the real issues and the objectives are getting oversighted. The COVID sufferings and breakdown, which has not spared anyone, is expected to bring clarity with regard to nature and environment. Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, through his all-fulfilling ideology, has made environmental nurturing a part of everyday activities of his disciples. Every disciple of Sri Sri Thakur is committed to Bhuta Bhujya as part of daily and monthly offerings. Secondly, Sri Sri Thakur, through his own life example, has shown as to how much sensitive he was towards animals and plants. He could sense the language of animals and used to provide succor to those who needed it as urgently as he would have done for any human being. There are anecdotes which tell how an injured monkey was dressed in the satsang clinic at Deoghar. There are stories which narrate how cows and dogs used to be part of Sri Sri Thakur's surrounding devotees, as if they were having affection and exchange with Sri Sri Thakur. Sri Sri Thakur never allowed to break even a twig and a branch of any tree in the vicinity. There is a narration in the book written by Jairam Fakir that Sri Sri Thakur advised him to build a house in Himayatpur for birds. He even provided a visual sketch of that house which will be suiting birds' habitation. At a deeper level, it is to be understood that India needs both development and environment. There are methods and tools available for environment-friendly development activities. For evaluating a project, any view that is extreme and one-sided may trigger larger damage than the issues under consideration. In situations of dilemma and conflict, expert view is to be given precedence over partisan views. We are also witness to scenarios and events where expert views are attempted to be managed and short-circuited by resorting to various deviant tricks. Hopefully, COVID alarm bells are enough to deter us from these kinds of manipulative motions. The second pillar, which comes as development priorities, is promotion of agriculture and agro industries. This premise again does not come with any surprise, as it is well known and well publicized. What would assume importance in coming time is that agriculture must be done on scientific basis and agro industries have to proliferate in every village. Both the above points are being progressed today by plethora of government initiatives and being financed by various schemes. What is lacking today is local leadership and expertise to really take benefit of the schemes. Wherever local leadership and expertise have supported these two movements, we have seen wonders.
আপনাদের কাছে একটা অনুরোধ, এই ভিডিওটা আপনাদের কেমন লাগলো বা আপনাদের যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে এই ভিডিওর বিষয়ের উপরে, তাহলে আপনারা নিচে কমেন্ট করবেন। যদি ভালো লাগে অবশ্যই একটা লাইক দিয়ে দেবেন। আর এই ধরনের ভিডিও কন্টিনিউয়াসলি পেতে আপনারা অবশ্যই ধর্মকথা চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন। নমস্কার।